The worst part about finding out your wife thinks you're a loser isn't the betrayal. It's hearing it in her fake Instagram voice while she's supposed to be working late. I'm Grant Wexler, 45 years old, and I build kitchens for a living. Good ones. The kind that make real estate agents wet themselves with excitement. Tonight, I'm sitting in my truck outside our house at 11 p.m., listening to my wife Dana live stream to her followers about how some people just settle for mediocre lives. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible Reddit stories. The irony? I built that kitchen she's broadcasting from. Every cabinet, every tile, every goddamn light fixture that's making her look like an angel while she talks about me like I'm the devil. You guys know what I mean, she's saying to her phone camera, that practiced smile plastered across her face. Sometimes you marry someone thinking they'll grow with you, but they just don't. They stay stuck in their little blue-collar world while you're trying to build something bigger. Yeah. I should drive away. I should go to Murphy's bar and drink until this stops hurting. Instead, I sit here like a masochist, watching my marriage implode in real time through our kitchen window. Dana's got 30,000 followers who hang on her every word about lifestyle optimization and finding your authentic self. What they don't know is that her authentic self is a cold-hearted snake who married a contractor because she thought he'd be grateful enough to bankroll her influencer dreams forever. My phone buzzes. A text from my buddy Jake. Dude, you seeing this? Dana's going off about hopeless relationships on her story. So it's not just the live stream. She's putting this shit on her Instagram story too, where it'll disappear in 24 hours like it never happened. Plausible deniability. Smart. I text back, watching it live from the driveway. Jesus, man. Come to Murphy's. First round's on me. But I can't move. I'm transfixed by the sight of my wife of 12 years systematically destroying our marriage for content. She's in full performance mode now, gesturing with her hands. Her voice taking on that breathy quality that means she's really getting into it. I keep thinking about this quote I saw. Don't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. You know, like at what point do you stop sacrificing your dreams for someone who doesn't even support them? Support them? I bought her the ring lights. I paid for the camera equipment. I renovated our entire house to give her the perfect backdrop for her videos. Hell, I even learned how to cook decent meals so she'd have something Instagram-worthy to photograph. But apparently, writing the checks isn't enough. I'm supposed to be grateful that she married down. The comments are rolling in on her live stream, and I can see them on my phone since I follow her account. Her followers are eating this up. Girl, you deserve so much better. Leave his ass. Life's too short. You're glowing tonight, Queen. Queen, right. Queen of the castle I built with my own hands. Dana's best friend Alyssa appears in the frame, sliding into view with a glass of wine. Alyssa Choi, PR manager extraordinaire, the woman who convinced Dana she could make real money as an influencer if she just found her niche. Are we talking about Grant again? Alyssa asks, and Dana laughs. This bitter, sharp sound I've never heard before. I was just explaining to everyone how sometimes you outgrow people. It's not their fault, really. Some people are just limited in their thinking. Limited. That's a new one. Usually she goes with practical or traditional when she's trying to sound diplomatic about my blue-collar existence. The thing is, Alyssa continues, settling into the frame like she belongs there, you can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. If Grant was serious about supporting your brand, he'd be here helping with content instead of, where is he tonight? Working late again? Probably at that gross bar he likes, Dana says, and they both laugh. You know, the one that looks like it hasn't been updated since 1987. Very on-brand for him. Murphy's Bar is a good place. Clean, honest, no pretense. The kind of place where you can drink a beer without someone photographing it for social media. But I guess that makes it gross in Dana's world. My phone buzzes again. This time it's a screenshot from Jake. Dana's Instagram story, a picture of our kitchen with the caption, when your space is ready for growth but your partner isn't or outgrowing, we're authentic, living, blessed. That kitchen. Jesus Christ, that kitchen. I spent 3 months on it, working nights and weekends. Custom cabinetry, imported tile, professional-grade appliances. It's featured in her content every single day, generating thousands of dollars in affiliate marketing revenue that goes straight into her personal account. But I'm the one holding her back. I watched Dana wrap up her live stream, blowing kisses to her followers and promising big announcements coming soon. Big announcements. That sounds ominous. As she ends the stream, I see her and Alyssa lean in close, their voices dropping to whispers. I can't hear what they're saying, but their body language screams conspiracy. Alyssa pulls out her phone and shows Dana something that makes them both grin. That's when I notice the car parked across the street. A red Mustang with custom rims, the kind of flashy ride that screams, "I peaked in high school, but I'm still trying." It belongs to Kyle Miller, who owns a car customization shop downtown and has been sliding into Dana's DMs for months under the guise of business collaboration. I know about the DMs because Dana's not as careful with her phone as she thinks. I've seen the messages, the flirting disguised as professional networking. We should definitely meet up to discuss that collaboration, and your content would be perfect for my shop's image. Now his car is parked outside my house at 11:30 on a Tuesday night while my wife talks shit about me to 30,000 strangers. The pieces click together like a puzzle I should have solved months ago. I start my truck and drive to Murphy's bar, my hands shaking with rage. But not the hot, explosive kind of rage that makes you do stupid things. The cold, calculating kind that makes you dangerous. By the time I walk through Murphy's doors, I've made a decision. If Dana wants to play games, I'll play games. But she's about to learn that blue-collar guys know how to fight dirty. Murphy's bar smells like cigarettes and broken dreams, which makes it the perfect place to plot revenge. Jake's already got a beer waiting for me when I slide into the booth, and his expression tells me he's seen enough of Dana's social media massacre to know I'm in a dark place. "How long has this been going on?" I ask, not bothering with small talk. "The live stream? About an hour. But the subtle digs have been happening for weeks, man. Sarah's been showing me Dana's stories and..." He trails off, studying his beer like it holds the secrets of the universe. "And what?" "And Sarah thinks Dana's cheating on you." There it is. The words I've been avoiding for months, spoken out loud in a dive bar that's seen 1,000 similar conversations. I should feel shocked or hurt or something, but mostly I just feel tired. "Kyle Miller," I say. Jake nods. "Sarah saw them at that new coffee place downtown last week. Very cozy, lots of laughing and touching. She wanted to tell you, but she didn't want to be the messenger who gets shot." Something like that. I pull out my phone and scroll through Dana's Instagram, really looking at it for the first time in months. The signs are all there once you know what to look for. Photos of her at Kyle's shop, supposedly documenting small business success stories. Videos of her getting her car detailed, with Kyle's hands prominently featured as he explains the process. Comments from Kyle on every post, always supportive, always just a little too familiar. And the timing. Jesus, the timing. Every business meeting coincides with my late nights at job sites. Every content collaboration happens when I'm out of town for work. "I'm such an idiot," I mutter. "No, you're not. You're a guy who trusted his wife. That doesn't make you an idiot. It makes you human. But it does make me an idiot, because the signs weren't exactly subtle. The new clothes, the gym membership, the sudden interest in networking events. The way she stopped asking about my day or caring when I'd be home. The way she started treating our house like a film set instead of a home. My phone buzzes with a notification. Dana's posted a new Instagram story, a picture of 2 wine glasses on our kitchen counter with the caption, "Girls' Night Planning Session. Big changes coming." Girls' night. Right. With Alyssa, who's probably helping her strategize the best way to dump her husband without losing access to the house that makes her content possible. "I need to go home," I say, finishing my beer in one gulp. "Grant, maybe you should stay here tonight. Cool off, think things through." I am thinking things through. That's the problem. The drive home takes 15 minutes, which gives me just enough time to decide on my approach. I'm not going to confront Dana tonight. I'm not going to scream or throw things or make a scene that she can spin into victim content for her followers. I'm going to be smart about this. The red Mustang is gone when I pull into my driveway, but Alyssa's white BMW is still there. Perfect. Let them finish their planning session. Let them think they're so clever, plotting my downfall in the kitchen I built. I park in the garage and enter through the side door, moving quietly through the house. I can hear their voices in the kitchen, low and conspiratorial. Just need to be strategic about the timing," Alyssa is saying. Your brand can't take a messy divorce. It needs to look like you're the victim of an unsupportive partner, not a cheating wife." I know, but Kyle's getting impatient. He wants to go public with us." Kyle's an idiot. Hot, but an idiot. This isn't about what he wants, it's about protecting your income stream. You divorce Grant the wrong way, and you lose this house, this kitchen, everything that makes your content work. I'm standing in the hallway, just out of sight, recording every word on my phone. It's not admissible in court, but it's perfect for social media. "So what do you suggest?" Dana asks. "Document everything. Make him look like the bad guy. Unsupportive, controlling, maybe even emotionally abusive. Build a narrative that makes your followers sympathetic when you finally leave him." emotionally abusive. Jesus Christ. I've never raised my voice to this woman, never tried to control her, never done anything but support her dreams, even when they made no financial sense. And Kyle? Keep him on the back burner until after the divorce is final. Then you can have your fairy tale romance with the hot car guy. Your followers will eat it up. What if Grant fights the divorce? He won't. He's too nice. Too predictable. He'll probably just roll over and give you whatever you want to avoid a scene. Predictable. There's that word again. Dana's favorite way to describe the man who's bankrolled her entire lifestyle for the past 3 years. I stop recording and head upstairs to our bedroom, my mind racing. They think I'm predictable. They think I'm too nice to fight back. They think they can destroy my life, and I'll just take it with a smile. They're about to learn how wrong they are. I spend the next hour going through Dana's computer while she's downstairs plotting with Alyssa. Her password is still Blessed 2020, because she's not as security conscious as she pretends to be. Her email, her social media accounts, her business files, everything's right there. And what I find is worse than I imagined. She's been planning this for months. There are drafts of Instagram posts about finding the courage to leave toxic relationships. There are screenshots of text conversations with Kyle going back 6 months, full of promises about their future together. There are even preliminary conversations with a divorce lawyer, discussing how to maximize her settlement while minimizing damage to her brand. But the worst part is the group chat with her influencer friends. A private conversation called Dana's Escape Plan, where they have been strategizing ways to make me look bad. Screenshots of my texts taken out of context, stories about arguments that never happened, advice on how to document emotional abuse that exists only in their imagination. One message from last week makes me freeze. Grant's so clueless, he probably won't even see it coming. Men like him always think they're safe because they pay the bills. Men like him. Like I'm a type, a category, a problem to be solved rather than a human being who spent 12 years trying to make her happy. I screenshot everything, upload it to a secure cloud storage account, and then sit back in my desk chair to think. Dana and Alyssa are still downstairs, probably working on phase 2 of their master plan. Kyle's probably at home, jerking off to the thought of moving into the house I built. They all think they're so smart. They think they've got me figured out. But here's what they don't understand about predictable nice guys. We're only predictable until we're not. I hear Alyssa's car start up outside, which means the planning session is over. Dana will be up soon, probably expecting to find me asleep so she can slip into bed and pretend everything's normal. Instead, she finds me sitting in the dark, laptop open, a smile on my face that would make a shark nervous. Grant, what are you doing up? Just catching up on some reading, I say, gesturing to the screen. Your group chat is fascinating. Very creative writing. The color drains from her face as she realizes what I'm looking at. Grant, I can explain. No need. It's all very clear. You want out, you want the house, and you want to make me the villain in your little social media drama? Did I miss anything? She opens her mouth, closes it, opens it again. For once in her life, Dana Wexler is speechless. Here's what's going to happen. I continue, my voice calm and steady. Tomorrow morning, you're going to pack a bag and go stay with Alyssa while we figure this out. You're also going to post a very different kind of content than what you've been planning. You can't tell me what to post? Your followers are about to learn some very interesting things about authentic living. I turn the laptop around so she can see the screenshots I've compiled. Her face goes white, then red, then white again. You wouldn't. Try me. For the first time in years, I have Dana's complete attention, and for the first time in months, I'm not the predictable, nice guy she married. I'm something much more dangerous. Dana leaves the next morning with 2 suitcases and her ring light, which tells me everything I need to know about her priorities. She's staying at Alyssa's apartment downtown, probably plotting her next move while I sit in our empty house, surrounded by the Instagram perfect life we built together. But I'm not sitting idle. I'm planning. The first step is damage control. Dana's been poisoning the well for months, turning our mutual friends against me with her carefully crafted narrative of the unsupportive husband. It's time to set the record straight. I start with Jake and Sarah, inviting them over for dinner. Sarah's been Team Dana since the beginning, buying into the whole Grant doesn't understand her artistic vision bullshit. But when I show them the screenshots of Dana's group chat, Sarah's expression changes from skeptical to horrified. She wrote that you were emotionally abusive? Sarah asks, scrolling through the messages. Grant, you're the most patient man I've ever met. I've never even seen you raise your voice. That's the point, I explain. She needed a narrative that would make her look like the victim when she left me for Kyle. Emotional abuse is hard to prove, but easy to claim. Jake's focused on a different part of the conversation. Jesus, Grant, Look at this message from last Tuesday. Grant's working late again. Perfect opportunity for Kyle to come over and help with my content. They were sleeping in your house while you were working. The rage hits me like a physical force, but I keep my voice steady. I know. What are you going to do? Sarah asks. I'm going to give Dana exactly what she wants. A social media war? But she's not going to like how it ends. The next morning, I create my own Instagram account. I've never been on social media before. Dana always said I was too private for it, which I now realize was code for too honest. But it turns out I'm a natural at this game. My first post is a picture of our kitchen with the caption, "When you build something beautiful and someone else takes credit. More coming soon." Go truth bombs, authenticity, shock receipts. Within an hour, I have 500 followers. By noon, it's 2,000. Dana's followers are curious about the man she's been subtly trashing for months, and they're not finding what they expected. Instead of the controlling, unsupportive husband from Dana's narrative, they're finding a guy who built a successful business from nothing, who renovated an entire house by hand, who supported his wife's dreams even when they made no financial sense. My second post is a time-lapse video of me building our kitchen, set to music, with the caption, 3 months of work, 60-hour weeks. Also someone I loved could have the perfect backdrop for her content. Sometimes love isn't enough. Betrayal, hard work, moving on. The comments pour in. Wait, you built that kitchen? Dana always made it sound like you guys hired contractors. This is gorgeous work. You're incredibly talented. Something doesn't add up with Dana's story. By evening, I have 10,000 followers, and Dana's calling my phone every 5 minutes. I let it go to voicemail. Grant, what the hell are you doing? Take those posts down right now. You're ruining everything I've worked for. Everything she's worked for. Not everything we've worked for. Just her. I don't call her back. Instead, I post a screenshot of her voicemail with the caption, "When you're more worried about your brand than your marriage, har du alltså priorities? Do your adventure authentic? Or under real talk?" That's when the dam breaks. Dana's followers start digging through her old content, comparing her stories to my posts. They notice that every contractor she hired was actually me. Every renovation project she documented was work I did for free. Every small business collaboration was her using my tools, my skills, my house for content. The comments on her recent posts turned brutal. So Grant did all that work and you never gave him credit? Girl, this is not the look. Maybe your husband wasn't the problem. Dana responds the only way she knows how. By doubling down. She posts a long, emotional video about toxic masculinity and controlling partners and men who can't handle successful women. She positions my social media presence as proof of my abusive nature, claiming I'm trying to destroy her career out of spite. It might have worked if Kyle hadn't chosen that exact moment to post a picture of them together at a restaurant, with the caption, "Finally ready to go public with my queen, reading her new love, I'm blessed." The timeline doesn't add up, and Dana's followers aren't stupid. If Kyle's her new love, why are there photos of them together from 6 months ago? If she just left her toxic marriage, why does she look so comfortable with this new guy? The comments on Kyle's post are savage. New love? Bro, there are pics of you two from February. Did you help break up a marriage? This is messy as hell. Within hours, Dana's carefully constructed narrative falls apart. Her followers realize she's been lying about the timeline, about me, about everything. The woman who built her brand on authenticity and truth has been exposed as a fraud, but I'm not done yet. My next post is a video tour of our house, showing all the work I did that Dana claimed credit for. The custom built-ins in her office, the bathroom renovation she featured in a sponsored post with a tile company, the deck where she films her morning routine videos. Every single project documented with before and after photos and receipts for materials. 12 years of marriage, 3 years of supporting her influencer career, thousands of hours of unpaid labor, I say to the camera. Also, she could build a brand on the back of my work while planning to leave me for someone else. This is what authentic living actually looks like. The video goes viral. Not Dana-level viral, but viral enough. 50,000 views in the first day, shared across platforms, picked up by drama channels and gossip blogs. Local news stations reach out for interviews. Dana's brand collapses in real time. Sponsors pull out. Collaboration offers disappear. Her follower count drops by thousands every day. The influencer friends who helped her plan my destruction distance themselves, deleting their supportive comments and pretending they never knew her. Kyle's not handling the attention well either. His business gets review bombed by angry internet vigilantes, and several of his employees quit rather than deal with the drama. The hot car guy who thought he was upgrading from his mechanic girlfriend to an influencer wife finds himself dating a social media pariah instead. But the best part, the absolutely perfect part, happens 3 weeks after I posted my first Instagram story. Dana shows up at my house, tears streaming down her face, begging me to take her back. Grant, please. I made a mistake. Kyle's an idiot. Alyssa was using me. I never should have listened to them. Can we please just go back to how things were? I'm standing in the doorway of the house I built, looking at the woman who tried to destroy me, and I start laughing. Not cruel laughter, not angry laughter. Just the pure, cleansing laughter of a man who finally sees the situation clearly. Go back to how things were? I repeat. You mean go back to you using me for content while planning to divorce me? Go back to you calling me predictable and limited while I pay for your lifestyle? Go back to you, Kyle, in the kitchen I built while I work 60-hour weeks? We never... Dana, I have screenshots of your group chat. I know exactly what you did and when you did it. The only thing I don't know is why you thought you were smart enough to get away with it. She's sobbing now, mascara running down her cheeks, looking nothing like the polished influencer who built a brand on perfection. Please, Grant. I love you. I've always loved you. No, you loved what I could do for you. You loved the house, the kitchen, the financial security. You loved having a husband who was too nice to call you on your bullshit. But you never loved me. I step back and start to close the door, but she grabs my arm. What about forgiveness? What about second chances? You're a good man, Grant. Good men forgive. That's when I smile, and it's not a nice smile. It's the smile of a man who's learned that being good doesn't mean being stupid. You're right, I am a good man, but I'm not a doormat, and the difference between those two things is something you never understood. I close the door and lock it, leaving Dana standing on the porch of the house she'll never live in again. Through the window, I watch her walk to Kyle's Mustang, which looks like it's seen better days since the internet got hold of his business. My phone buzzes with a notification. Another 1,000 followers on Instagram, another 100 comments of support, another interview request from a podcast about surviving infidelity. I've become accidentally famous as the contractor who fought back, the nice guy who grew a spine, the husband who refused to be a victim. It's not the life I planned, but it's better than the one I was living. Dana wanted authentic content? She got it. Just not the way she expected. 6 months later, I'm standing in the boxing gym where I used to work out before Dana convinced me it was too aggressive for her brand. Turns out, learning to throw a punch is exactly what I needed, even if I never planned to use the skill on a person. My divorce is finalized, my business is booming thanks to the unexpected social media fame, and Dana's influencer career is as good as over. She's working at a boutique downtown, selling overpriced clothes to teenagers, while Kyle tries to rebuild his reputation one car at a time. I should feel vindicated. I should feel like I won. Instead, I feel empty. You're holding back, says Tommy Ricci, my boxing coach. He's 65 years old and built like a fire hydrant, with hands that could crack concrete and a Brooklyn accent that cuts through bullshit like a knife. You got all that anger, but you're not using it. I'm not angry anymore, I lie, throwing another weak jab at the heavy bag. Bullshit. You're angrier now than when you started coming here. The difference is, now you think you're supposed to be over it because you got your revenge. He's not wrong. The internet thinks I'm a hero, the guy who stood up to his cheating wife and won. But heroes are supposed to feel good about their victories, and I mostly feel tired. So, what if I am still angry? What's the point? Dana's already destroyed. Kyle's already humiliated. What more is there to do? Tommy stops the timer and looks at me like I'm the dumbest smart person he's ever met. Kid, you think this is about them? You think revenge is about hurting the people who hurt you? Isn't it? No. Revenge is about getting your power back. And you ain't got yours yet. Before I can ask what he means, the gym door opens and Jake walks in, looking like he's seen a ghost. Grant, we need to talk. Now. We step outside into the parking lot and Jake pulls out his phone. Sarah got a call from her friend Monica, who works at that PR firm downtown, the one Alyssa works for. Worked for, I correct. She got fired after the Dana thing blew up. That's what we thought. But Monica says Alyssa never got fired. She got promoted. The words hit me like a punch to the gut. What? Think about it, man. Alyssa's a PR manager. Her job is managing public perception, creating narratives, controlling stories. What if Dana wasn't her client? What if you were? The pieces start falling into place, and I don't like the picture they're forming. You think Alyssa orchestrated this whole thing? I think Alyssa saw an opportunity to create viral content using real people's lives. Dana was the perfect influencer, just successful enough to have an audience, just stupid enough to be manipulated. You were the perfect victim. Sympathetic, talented, completely clueless about social media. And Kyle? The perfect villain. Dumb, arrogant, easy to hate. Monica says Alyssa's been documenting everything, taking screenshots, recording conversations. She's writing a book about it, Grant, about how she created the biggest influencer scandal of the year. The rage hits me like a tidal wave, but this time it's different. This time it's not the hot, chaotic anger I felt when I discovered Dana's betrayal. This is cold, focused, surgical. This is the kind of anger that builds kitchens and businesses and destroys lives with equal precision. Where is she now? That's the thing. Monica says Alyssa's having a book launch party tonight, some trendy place downtown, all the local media and influencer types. She's going to announce the book deal and probably spill all the details about how she manipulated everyone. Including me, including my pain, my humiliation, my marriage falling apart. All of it just content for her next project. Grant, what are you thinking? I'm thinking about Tommy's words, about getting my power back, about the difference between revenge and justice. I'm thinking it's time to crash a party. The book launch is at some hipster bar downtown, the kind of place that serves $15 cocktails with names like Deconstructed Manhattan and Ironic Whiskey Sour. I can see Alyssa through the window, holding court in the center of the room, telling her story to a crowd of fascinated listeners. My story, my life, my pain, repackaged as entertainment. I walk in wearing my best suit, the one I wore to my wedding, and every head in the room turns. Half these people followed my Instagram during the Dana drama, and they recognize me immediately. Conversations stop, phones come out, and suddenly I'm the most interesting person in the room. Grant! Alyssa's voice cuts through the silence, artificially bright and welcoming. What a surprise. Everyone, this is Grant Wexler, one of the subjects of my book. Subject. Not victim, not person whose life she destroyed for content. Subject. Alyssa. I nod politely, playing the role of the gracious ex-husband who's moved on with his life. Congratulations on the book deal. I had no idea you were documenting our conversations. Well, you know how it is in my business. Everything's potential content. She laughs, but there's nervousness behind it. She knows I know, and she's not sure what I'm going to do about it. I do know how it is in your business, I agree. In fact, I've learned quite a bit about PR and narrative management over the past few months. It's fascinating how you can take real people's lives and turn them into entertainment. The crowd is eating this up, sensing drama, but not sure where it's coming from. Phones are recording. Social media posts are being crafted in real time. Perfect. Grant, maybe we should talk privately. Oh no, this is perfect. All your friends should hear this story. After all, it's going to be in your book anyway, right? I pull out my phone and connect it to the bar's sound system, a trick I learned from watching Dana set up her live streams. Suddenly, my voice is amplified throughout the room. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you about a woman who's brilliant at her job. Alyssa Choi can take a failing marriage, add a little strategic manipulation, and turn it into viral content that generates millions of views and a book deal. Alyssa's face goes white. Grant, stop. See, I thought my wife was cheating on me with Kyle Miller because she fell out of love with me, but the truth is much more interesting. Alyssa here convinced Dana that cheating would be good for her brand, as long as she documented the journey properly. I start playing audio recordings, conversations I've been having with Dana over the past month, where she finally told me the truth about Alyssa's involvement, how Alyssa suggested she create drama to boost engagement, how Alyssa introduced her to Kyle specifically because he'd make good villain content, how Alyssa coached her on what to say in the group chat to make me look worse. The room is silent except for Dana's voice coming through the speakers, confessing to everything, admitting that Alyssa planned the whole thing, that she manipulated all of us for content, that the book deal was the goal from the beginning. The best part, I continue, is that Alyssa was so focused on manipulating everyone else, she forgot that some of us might learn how to play the game, too. I pull up my Instagram account on the bar's TV screens, but instead of my usual content about construction and moving on with my life, there's something new. A series of posts documenting my conversations with Dana, my investigation into Alyssa's involvement, my discovery of the book deal. And the final post, which went live 5 minutes ago, a complete breakdown of Alyssa's manipulation with screenshots, audio recordings, and a detailed timeline of how she destroyed multiple lives for profit. You see, Alyssa, you taught me something important about authentic living. Sometimes the most authentic thing you can do is expose the people who profit from other people's pain. The room erupts. Reporters are asking questions, influencers are live streaming, and Alyssa is trying to push through the crowd toward the exit. But I'm not done. There's one more thing, I announce, and the room quiets again. Alyssa's book deal? It's with a publisher that has a morality clause in their contracts. Something about not profiting from unethical behavior. I wonder how they'll feel when they see all this evidence of manipulation and exploitation. Alyssa stops trying to leave and turns to face me, and for the first time since I've known her, she looks genuinely afraid. "You can't do this to me," she says, her voice barely audible over the crowd noise. "I'm not doing anything to you," I reply. "I'm just telling the truth. Isn't that what you taught Dana to do? Be authentic?" The crowd parts as Alyssa finally makes it to the exit, her career in ruins, her book deal about to evaporate, her reputation destroyed by the same social media machine she used to destroy others. I finish my drink, a simple beer, nothing deconstructed or ironic about it, and head for the door. Tomorrow there will be articles about tonight. Think pieces about manipulation and social media and the ethics of turning real life into content. Alyssa will probably try to spin this as another victim story, but it won't work. The evidence is too clear, the manipulation too obvious. As I walk to my truck, my phone buzzes with notifications. New followers, interview requests, people wanting to hear more of my story. But I'm done being a story. I'm done being content. I'm just Grant Wexler, a guy who builds kitchens and learned that sometimes the best revenge isn't getting even. It's getting free. And for the first time in months, I actually feel free. Tommy was right. Revenge isn't about hurting the people who hurt you. It's about getting your power back. I got mine back tonight.